The Canada-U.S. land border remains closed to all non-essential travel, but that hasn't stopped some snowbirds from heading south for the winter. Our Mike Armstrong was in the U.S. covering another story in Florida, and he talked to some Canadians who didn't want to give up their winter in the sun.
The third one down here on your left, that's a Canadian.
About half the owners in this mobile home park are Canadian snowbirds.
There's 3 in a row right there.
Although when Richard Decker starts pointing them out,
hey, Jane,
it feels like even more.
So they're all over?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, this winter, most of Decker's neighbors have stayed in the north. Most, but not all.
Tons of people in this, let's put it that way.
Len Simmons is down from Toronto. He flew to Tennessee, met his girlfriend, and drove the rest of the way with her. Simmons figures 80 to 90% of the other Canadians in the park didn't come down, but says for him that wasn't an option.
I'm not staying up in the cold weather. I've been coming here for 30 years and I'm not staying up there in the cold weather.
No U.S. state gets more Canadian tourists than Florida. In a normal year, about 4.1 million make the trip down. This isn't a normal year. The Canucks who've come disregarded the government's warnings.
We both flew Air Canada.
And in Margaret Johnston of Newcastle, Ontario's case, also ignored the pleadings of her sons.
You sure you want to go, Mom? Yes. Oh, well, stay safe, Mom. Don't do this, don't do that.
One thing that's gotten harder to do for snowbirds is to get vaccinated. Florida has tightened the rules to cut down on so-called vaccine tourism. People now have to show proof of residency. Another issue is insurance and the chance of catching COVID-19 in the U.S.
We've had Canadians come down and they have had it a couple of days after they arrived.
We tracked that couple down. They're now back home in Nova Scotia, but after a mix-up with their insurance provider, they're now looking at a massive $300,000 bill. It's a cautionary tale, but one that's still being ignored by people who insist they can just take precautions.
When we go shopping, it takes nerve.
Both women have their return flights booked, but with the Canadian government adding new rules, testing and quarantining, their plans are going to change. Leaving Florida and going home is getting more complicated and more expensive. Mike Armstrong, Global News, Largo, Florida.